This is your domestic briefing right here on Accolade News. We're starting with a focus on politics. A High Court sitting in Benin City has restrained the Edo State Independent Electoral Commission from conducting by-elections into 63 councillorship seats across 15 local government areas, barely 24 hours before the poll scheduled for September 20, 2025. Justice Mary Itusili granted the order after the People's Democratic Party argued that the councillor's tenure remained valid until September 2026, rendering NYSC's decision unlawful. The judge ruled that the applicants established sufficient grounds for judicial intervention and referred the case to the Chief Judge of Edo State for reassignment, with September 30th fixed for further hearing. Now in immigration, the Nigerian Immigration Service has ended passport production at multiple centers and launched a single centralized passport personalization center in Abuja, marking the country's first central system since the agency creation in 1963. Interior Minister Dr. Olubunmi Tuji-Ojo, who inspected the new facility, said the center can produce up to 5,000 passports daily compared to the old machine's 300, enabling faster service and paving the way for 1-week delivery timelines. He stressed that the reform aligns with global standards, strengthens the integrity of Nigerian passports, and reflects President Bola Tinubu's agenda of efficiency and innovation in public service delivery. In energy, Dangote Refinery has accused the Depot and Petroleum Products Marketers Association of Nigeria of pressuring it to increase petrol and diesel price by 75 naira per litre, a move that could raise pump prices to about 950 naira for petrol and 1,090 naira for diesel in some regions. The refinery said that man's insistence on using coastal logistics could impose an additional 1.5 trillion naira yearly cost, which it refuses to absorb or pass on to Nigerians, stressing that it would not reintroduce subsidy prices that historically drained government resources. Dangote urged marketers to lift products directly from his gantry at standard prices. The company maintained that recent criticisms were linked to its refusal to comply with marketers' demands, noting it has enough capacity to meet domestic demands, hold 500 million litres in monthly stock, and continue to support Nigeria's economy through refining, export and stabilization efforts. It reaffirmed its readiness to defend its position through legal channels if challenged. Now in business, the Ogun State government has sealed 5 Chinese-owned companies in Nigeria along Lagos-Ibadan Expressway after workers allegedly attacked law enforcement officers and state officials enforcing environmental regulations. The affected firms had repeatedly ignored invitation and notices from the Ogun State Waste Management Authority over alleged environmental violations. Special advisor to the governor on environment, Abayomi Hunye, said the firms not only removed government seals but also violently resisted follow-up enforcement, inflicting injuries on officials who were later hospitalized. Describing the conduct as barbaric, Abayomi vowed that those responsible would face persecution, stressing that the state would not tolerate companies endangering the environment and assaulting public officers under the guise of investment. Now in environment, the Nigerian Hydrological Services Agency has raised alarm that Rivers Niger and Benue have reached their peak levels, posing serious flood threats to surrounding communities. Director General Muhammad Umar, in a statement on Thursday, urged residents in flood-prone areas to evacuate immediately, warning that several dams are spilling excess water, endangering towns in Niger, Kwara, Kogi, Sokoto, and Adamawa. NIHSA said it's working with dam authorities to mitigate risk, but cautioned that significant flooding remains likely. Now in health, Minister of Federal Capital Territory Nyesom Wike has assured striking doctors that their grievances, including 6 months of unpaid salary and manpower shortages, are being addressed through due process. Wike stressed that while he recognized their rights to strike and protest, payments and allowance must follow established procedures.
The SSS called me that people said they would demonstrate, that we are paying attention to roads, we are not paying attention to health. Demonstration is allowed everywhere. Everywhere. Nobody would blackmail me. Nobody will stop me from doing what I think is right and do it at the right time.
He revealed that the FCT allocated 25 billion naira for health projects in the 2025 budget, dismissing claims that the sector was being sidelined. The minister also warned against what he described as growing culture of blackmail, maintaining that his administration will not be pressured into bypassing due process. Now moving focus to security. The Force Commander of Operation Whirl Stroke, Major General Moses Gara, has announced that troops can now detect and monitor criminal activities from up to 3,000 meters away using newly acquired drone technology. Speaking in Makurdi at the close of a basic drone operation and jammer system training, Moses said the innovation will significantly enhance surveillance, search and rescue, and force protection, giving OPWS a decisive advantage against armed groups threatening peace in the region. He praised the Chief of Army Staff for facilitating the acquisition and training, while stressing that the technology will help troops identify criminal hideouts more effectively and respond swiftly to security threats. Still talking security, the National Youth Service Corps has shifted its orientation camp in Kwara State from Yipata, Edu local government area, to the Kwara State Polytechnic in Ilorin, following growing insecurity in the northern part of the state. State Coordinator Mr. Olaoluwa Joshua confirmed that the move was approved by the state government to safeguard corps members, citing recent bandit attacks and security concerns in Edu and Patigi local government areas. He assured that adequate security personnel would be deployed during the 3-week exercise scheduled for September 24th to October 14, and urged parents to remain calm as the scheme prioritizes the welfare and safety of its participants. That is the domestic news update. For now, on to Accolade News. Do stay with us for more domestic updates and developments. I am Blessing Bassi.